So for a bit of context, I've been best friends with this girl for 5 years now. We've been through everything, to the point that our families see me and her as part of their own. We've been on several relationships during our friendship, providing a shoulder to cry on after every breakup. The thing is, she had a really toxic relationship a few months ago that damaged her really badly, to the point of causing her panic attacks and blocking herself emotionally. The dude basically invalidated everything she said and felt constantly, making her feel like trash. I was there for her the entire time. Fast forward to 3 weeks ago, I invited her to see some movies at my house, and after a couple of hours cuddling we eventually kissed and slept together. Everything was really beautiful from start to end. The problem started with the conversations we had the next days. She told me that she could forget what happened and keep being friends, but that she didn't want to. She also warned me that she wasn't in her right state of mind to have an actual serious relationship, and that she didn't want to hurt me by any means. I was already really invested at that point, so we decided to give it a slow try. Everything was going really well. I could see her really happy, and so was I. We were having a lot of fun. I cooked for her, went to the gym together, spent cold days together in bed, etc. But every time I did something slightly romantic it would trigger her anxiety and freak her out. Because of her emotional blockage, she didn't know how to feel about it or how to react. This kept happening and made question if I was actually being something positive to her, making me really anxious. The thing is, she had a rough weekend on Monday for personal reasons, so I wanted to cheer her up. Told her I was coming to her place on Tuesday night. Surprised her with the flowers she always told me she liked, made her lunch to bring to work the next day, turned off the lights, and started playing a slow piano song I like on Spotify, grabbed her and danced with her in her room. I could tell she was loving every second of it. Her big smile and teary eyes gave it away. Then she freaked out again and said sorry several times. I said it was okay, that she wasn't ready yet and apologized for the surprise because maybe it was a bit too much. At that point I was convinced that I was just going to obstruct her healing process if I stayed with her that way. So I told her last night that maybe I was not going be something positive in her life right now, and that she needed space to try to be in touch with how she really felt. Then ended things there. Problem is that what felt like a platonic love over the years is now gone, and I'm head over heels for her, and I can't tell her because it would just make things worse. I'm lost and have zero clue what to do. Did I make the right choice? Should I just walk away completely? TL. Drive. Started dating my best friend who wasn't doing well emotionally, then ended it because I figured I was just hurting her. Now I'm in love and can't go back, so I feel like shit cause I think I just lost her. PS. Sorry if my English isn't good enough. At that point I was convinced that I was just going to obstruct her healing process if I stayed with her that way. So I told her last night that maybe I was not going be something positive in her life right now, and that she needed space to try to be in touch with how she really felt. Then ended things there. Problem is that what felt like a platonic love over the years is now gone, and I'm head over heels for her, and I can't tell her because it would just make things worse. What was her response to this? Where's her agency in this? I don't actually see anything about what she wants here, only what you think she needs. Did she agree? Cause if so, fair enough. But please don't tell me you decided how she should feel. Yeah, what was her response? Was she like, cool, let's be buddies again, let's grab a six-pack and head over to Jessica's house for the hockey game? Or was she like, oh no I need some space and I can't talk to you, or be your friend again? I think you came on way too strong. You knew what triggers her anxiety, yet repeatedly did it anyway. I imagine she was just looking to someone that was safe and that would allow her to slowly heal, yet you took it to level 10 after the first night. Friend, I need to heal and want to take it slow. Lover bums the S asterisk 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 out of her. She told you she wasn't ready for a serious romantic relationship, but you keep doing these sweet romantic gestures. Sit down and have a serious conversation about what she can realistically handle right now, what she wants right now, and then decide if you can handle holding back while she gets treatment. All of this. He's moving way too fast and romantically. maybe she'd be okay with some companionship, but this is a really short period after her last relationship. Even if it wasn't abusive, suddenly having these deep romantic experiences with another person would be shocking. He's going 0 to 100 from a romance side when she's ready for around 3 to 50. I think you made the right choice, because it sounds like she's just not ready for another relationship yet. Give her some space, and remember that doesn't have to be forever. Whether you rekindle things romantically or go back to being friends in the future, giving her space doesn't mean that your connection has to end for good. You can be a supportive partner without being romantic. Think of ways to help her that don't center your desires too. Has she seen a therapist? Look up resources for abused partners and refer her to them. Let her know that you are there for her no matter what and that she has done nothing wrong. Right. Like damn, this all sounds like a lot in 1 month, especially after she just said she wasn't ready for a real relationship. You said you're taking it slow, but I don't see it. If this will ever work out, it won't be now or anytime soon. Things already were pushed too far. Flowers, dancing, romantic music. Step back until you don't have romantic feelings for her. That's the only way this will work. You really need to develop listening skills. You agreed to go slow, and you did not asterisk. Repeated grand gestures is not going slow. I hope you understand none of your gestures were asterisk SWEET asterisk or asterisk ROMANTIC asterisk. They were self-absorbed. You were giving what you want to receive, not what your partner wanted to receive. It's good that the relationship ended. I hope you can assess that the relationship was not good or conducive to health, and stop romanticizing it. You absolutely can return to platonic love. There was no romantic connection, as you just found out. Attraction will fade when you latch onto the next person. I would consider self-reflection and therapy for why you pushed all this devotion onto someone you care about who was explicitly asking you not to do that. Do you really yearn for romance so much you'll steamroll over someone you care about? She said no. You said, but what if we take it slow? I repeat, she said no, and you wanted what asterisk you asterisk wanted. Then you proceeded to not take it slow. Nothing in your posts sounds slow. It sounds overwhelming for anyone dealing with trauma. The reality is that, whether you like it or not, you violated a boundary and she went along with it because she was in an abusive situation and had probably been conditioned to not say no to someone, or that her boundaries were worthless, which you kinda proved by getting her into this. I mean, I'm sorry to be harsh about it, but she was upfront about not being ready, and you acted selfishly. It sounds overwhelming even without trauma. He's basically love bombing her with romantic gestures. Did you keep pushing when she needed space? Your anxiety in the new relationship, coupled with her pre-existing trauma, equals go to therapy instead of mavericking around a delicate situation like a fake asterisk Romeo. You keep focusing on all the nice things you did and don't seem to understand that she specifically did not want any of that. This is some Nasegai shit. You think that just because you did a nice thing like flowers and dinner, that it will magically solve all her problems and let you slide back into fantasy land with Dream Girl again. She told you what she needed, and you ignored her anyway. That is the problem. Well, she did try to warn you she wasn't ready, and you went through with it anyways. Just give her some space now. She's hurting and doesn't need another reason to cry. Also, all of his romantic gestures made her extremely uncomfortable and triggered anxiety. So he responds with more romantic gestures, culminating in yet another large romantic gesture that ended the relationship. I don't know, it sounds kind of clingy to me. She flat out says we shouldn't date, this won't end well, and he pushes forward anyway. She has anxiety problems when he makes romantic gestures, and he pushes back with even more grand romantic gestures. For any relationship, he sure dove in head first without a helmet. I say chalk it up to a lesson learned and move on. When you find yourself in a hole, it's best to stop digging. The minute she said she wasn't ready, you both should have backed off. She really needs to see a therapist and heal herself to a degree before getting into a relationship. Now she is dealing with you and her feeling bad about what happened between the both of you on top of that. 1. I'm hearing a lot about your side and the decisions you made about being together / how you treat her / breaking up. What has she been saying? You seem to be coming up with a lot of conclusions without actually having a conversation too. Never get together with someone fresh out of a relationship, especially if they're a friend. She warned you. You can't romance someone out of their sadness, and you're putting yourself at risk of being a rebound, whether it's their intention to or not. 3. Also, none of what you talked about is going slow lol. Maybe sexually, but not romantically. Our male friends really all just waiting around and biding their time until we are single and they can have sex with us? I didn't want to believe it. But geez, I've seen so many things like this. It genuinely makes me wonder if men can have a platonic relationship without secretly just waiting for that girl to be single. They can, if they are not attracted to the woman. I'm 2Q*** presenting for most of the straight guys I'm friends with, so I get bro zoned instead of GF zoned. Op got a lot farther than most other best friends who wait years for the chance to take their shot. Coming out of a traumatic relationship adds to her vulnerability here too, and she took no time to process it. Because her trusted confidant is pulling a full court press. Oof. I think this is above Reddit pay grade. If she's unable to deal with her past abuses / PTSD, she should, if able, get mental health assistance from a professional. I understand caring for someone who is hurt and scared. It's hard. Be there when she's ready, but don't stop life while she heals. I agree. She needs professional help and maybe someone that can help guide the two of you through this together. Please don't listen to us Redditors, because this is a serious issue that needs a professional. She told you she wasn't ready, and you wanted to try anyway. You knew she freaked out at romantic gestures, and then did one anyway. Then you left her, because she wasn't acting how you wanted her to act, despite her acting completely in accordance with all of the warnings she'd given you. I'm stunned by the total lack of respect to her you showed. You didn't listen to her, or take her seriously at all. Your actions were all about you, not about her. Of course the friendship is gone. Sometimes it can come back after significant time and water under the bridge, but if this does, it's up to her, on her time frame, and you will have to actually listen to and respect what she says about it. So I don't know if it'll happen. Why would someone want to be friends with somebody who clearly doesn't listen to and respect what they say? You should get over it. While you're still head over heels, you aren't in a spot where you can be a friend anyway. Why would you do a romantic gesture when you know it makes her uncomfortable? What made you say, my girlfriend had a rough weekend? What would make her feel better? A romantic gesture that has historically made her anxiety worse. You've made your bed, now you need to lie in it. Don't make it her issue that you aren't able to control your own feelings. I'm wondering the same thing. Why would he do an over-the-top romantic gesture if those had been making her uncomfortable? Was he trying to make her uncomfortable again after her rough week? It sounds like a selfish move in his part, because she would have preferred something low-key. After a couple of hours cuddling, we eventually kissed and slept together. Platonic love. It's confusing. You are mixing sex, romance and platonic friendship. Give her some space and time. Check back in 3 to 6 months. Dating your friends isn't a good idea unless you are really certain you will last. You are basically experimenting with them. Risky. Not only can you lose them, but it will split your friend group, if there is one. I think you really need to put the romance aside and be there for your friend. I understand pulling away because she isn't emotionally ready yet, but you can't just completely cut ties and abandon her. Unless she has other incredibly close friends to lean on, your support going cold turkey could make things worse for her. Not only did she leave a bad relationship, but she loses her friend too. You are friends first, and you should still be able to be there for her as a friend. A selfless act here would be very good karma for you later. You should slow down, and she should look for some professional help. It's not a race. I imagine you know this by now, but sleeping with a close friend who just got out of a toxic, damaging relationship is a great way to destroy the friendship. She was in a vulnerable spot, and choosing to sleep with her and get invested with her when you knew that was a terrible decision with a predictable result. My guess is that she isn't interested in dating you. She just really appreciated someone treating her well after being treated like shit. She probably can't come up with a good reason to not be interested in you based on you treating her well. So she thinks that her not being interested in you is because she's damaged in some way. I think the idea that she doesn't want to be with you because she's still healing is likely a fiction. My hunch is that her becoming romantically involved with you despite not being interested in you as more than a friend is the symptom of her current emotional damage, and her drawing a boundary and ending things is progress towards healing. Give it time and don't focus on this relationship. It's very unlikely to happen, and if it does, it won't be because of anything you did to make it work. Either your romantic feelings will fade or hers will grow, but I'd focus on building up other friendships in the meantime. She tells you she needs to take it slow, then you don't take it slow, and when she reacts you decide to break up with her? You didn't listen to her at all. I could tell she was loving every second of it. Her big smile and teary eyes gave it away. I know that look. It's when I've had my personal space invaded, and I desperately want to left alone. It's panic and fear. It's not loving every second. It's leave me the F *** alone. Don't touch me. Pre-panic mode. You are not reading this woman correctly at all. It was a tremendous violation of her personal space, and what you saw as loving every minute was her feeling like she is being assaulted. Add her recent past history, and she may never overcome this, or trust you again. Yes, back way off, and give her time to heal. Now she needs to heal from your pressure as well as from her past, so. What the hell are you talking about? She wasn't and isn't ready for a relationship. She even said so as well. Let's say you continued things with her. In the long term you would end up being miserable after the honeymoon period and again reality sets in. There's only so many panic attacks and anxiety issues you'd be able to take. You've done the right thing for both you and her. Let her heal and you should move on. Maybe in the future you guys will be at that moment again. I started a relationship with my best friend, who has been my friend for a decade, shortly after leaving a toxic relationship about a year ago. I'd been single for 3 months. He and I met up. I slept with him. Told him I didn't want to hurt him and needed time to think about my needs and boundaries, and he was *respectful of my needs and boundaries every step of the way. He didn't rush things. He didn't push me out of my comfort zone. He didn't spring grand dramatic gestures on me. He was just patient, kind, and my best friend. He's the love of my life. You, on the other hand, have been pressuring your GF into a relationship and disrespecting her express need to take things slow. If my boyfriend had been half as pressuring as you, we would not be dating. It feels like you've just been waiting around for your friend to be single so you could take advantage of her vulnerability. You know what I hate most? A op who doesn't return to answer some of the questions. Back when we watching movies together, op should have had the emotional intelligence not to sleep with her when she was just out of a toxic relationship. Even if she came on to him, that's what a good friend would do, and I'm not convinced op has been one.